Hi everyone, I hope you're well. A lot of people have asked about travel insurance and the different options out there. Now that travel restrictions are getting a lot better, they are easing up quite a lot. What sort of places you're able to travel to, how much is it, why do you need it? And I'll be answering those questions. So first of all, why you need it is, well, within the EU, you do get the same level of healthcare that citizens get, but you won't get anything else. So if you have something where you need to go to maybe a private doctor, private hospital, you need to end your trip early, be transported home, for example, repatriation, then the GHIC would not cover that. Other benefits are things like theft if you have something stolen, flight delays if your flight is delayed by a significant amount of time that it involves extra expenses such as a hotel, or you decide to abandon the trip, or anything that your airline would not pay for, then that's another reason. Baggage delay as well, if your baggage is delayed for a significant amount of time and you need to end up buying extra things just to survive, then they would also pay for that. So it's really all of these things, not just falling ill abroad, it's also baggage, theft, delays. There's all of these other things that you do need to think about. I've actually got a promotion at the moment for 20% off. There are a variety of deals available, so you might have a basic one, or you might decide for something a bit more thorough where you get more benefits. A lower excess, so the excesses start as low as £65, or you can pay for an excess waiver. So an excess is where, for example, if you claim £200, you'll need to pay 65 of that if your excess is 65. So you'll get 135, but there is an excess waiver option available. So that's where you'll just receive the full amount up to the maximum limits. Now, the great thing about this is it does cover you if you are ill with COVID-19, you test positive, someone you travel with or you're going to stay with, say if you're visiting family and they end up testing positive, then, or you do have symptoms, one person that you live with or traveling with has a temperature higher than 38 degrees Celsius, you would be covered for delays or deciding not to travel. If you do have a positive test result at the airport as well and you are unable to travel, it would also cover that. You would just need to use the positive result as the proof. So it does give you a great deal more reassurance. You're not always worrying, oh, what about if it's positive? Or you're covered, and anything that the airline won't pay in any sort of delay. I've had some really bad flight delays this past year that I've been traveling, and I've just been really glad that I've had insurance, especially with all of the pandemic going on as well. Just gives you that bit more reassurance that if you need to change something, lengthen the trip, say you test positive when you're out there, you would be able to claim anything that the airline or tour operator, local health authorities would not pay. Obviously, you do need to ask them first, anything that they would pay, but anything that they won't, then the insurance would. So it does also have other options like gadget cover if you take a lot of smartphones, tablets, laptops, that sort of thing, winter sports, and it does cover also over 70s. And if you do already have a pre-existing medical problem, I do, I know people who do, and we've still been able to get insurance without a problem and without a massive premium. The great thing, I know that some countries or most have relaxed the tests, at least for vaccinated people. But if you do need a test, there are some places that do still need, for example, Australia and the USA, even if you're vaccinated, you do still need a test. If you take out an insurance policy, you do get 10% off these lateral flow or PCR tests. That might be particularly useful if you're, for whatever reason, not vaccinated, as if you see here, if you are not vaccinated, then there's still quite a few places, the yellow ones here, where you do need a test to travel. And like I said, a lot of places further afield in Europe are still insisting on at least an antigen test. So that's a lateral flow, even if you are vaccinated, just to be sure that you don't have it. So that's another great thing. So the great thing about this, as well as if you are also part of Honey Gold, you'll be able to earn some gold on your purchase as long as you do it online. You are able to purchase by phone, just make sure you mention me. And but I think you'll find online, most people are able to do it online. If there is a medical reason, normally they'll ask you to phone, or they'll phone you if they just need some additional information. But the vast majority of people, at least you can do 90% of it online. And then if there is something you need to phone, it's very easy to phone StaySure. The lines are open every single day, not just for emergencies. So if you are in an emergency when you're on holiday, then there is a 24-hour number. But if you just have a question, there is a phone center that's open every single day, even on Sundays. And you'll be able to actually speak to a human in a reasonable amount of time. I've done it myself. So it's none of this, press 1 for this, press 2 for that, hold for half an hour. They don't do any of that unless it's really busy. But generally, whenever I've phoned StaySure, I've got through in around 5 or 10 minutes, sometimes less than that even. And it's a free phone number too. So I think that just about sums up the benefits of StaySure. They do have excellent Trustpilot reviews. You're able to look yourself. I'll put the links in the description, both for StaySure and Honey Gold, so you earn some gold for your purchase. You're then able to turn that into gift vouchers. So there are many partners they use, Booking.com, Heathrow Express, GoGroupie. It's really easy to build up enough points just to get a £10 gift voucher. And I think there's various ones available for all of the major UK stores. I do have to mention that these insurance deals are for people who normally reside in Great Britain. If you live somewhere else permanently, or you're not a British citizen, you do need to be registered with a GP here. That's the requirement. So this is for British people who want to travel abroad for any reason, business or leisure. Like I said, all the links are there, 20% off the policy, 10% off any COVID tests if you need, and earn Honey Gold as well. I'll put the link for that in there. And you'll probably find they're cheaper than most other companies out there, and you can do it all online. Rest assured that your trip will be covered. It's best to get insurance as soon as you book a trip, not just before you travel. Then if something does happen, like a family emergency, some sort of reason that's outside of your control, that you're not able to travel, you'll be covered for that. All right, take care, and I'll be back again soon with more tips.